At any given point in time, there are thousands of people hiring sales professionals for their business. And if we just snapped our fingers and they knew about you, you'd probably have a pretty good shot at more than you think. But one thing that I've been talking about a lot is the fact how, one, if we just snapped our fingers and more people knew about us, you'd have more opportunity. But two, the whole concept of telling the story. So we have this college kid in our group, entry-level appointment setter. He's in the most congested part of the market. He's trying to be an entry-level appointment setter alongside everybody else who wants to start this. But I told him, dude, you have to cut through the noise by telling the story better. The story as to why you would be a better fit for the position than everybody else who also doesn't want a corporate 9-to-5 job, who also wants to be in sales and realize the upside. You're not just an appointment setter who's hungry. You're an appointment setter who saw through a difficult 4-year degree, got the corporate job, had the golden handcuffs, quit it, disappointed your parents, and has a chip on your shoulder with something to prove. That's someone I want on my team, man. Definitely a lot more than the appointment setter who's hungry and filmed a one-size-fits-all loom. I actually just recycled a loom video when they applied. So much of this sales role stuff is literally just doing the effort things a little bit better and stacking that over the course of 10, 20, 50 applications, even if you need to. If you are fast and you appear to be quality, the presentation is good of yourself and what they could reasonably foresee to be the presentation of their company to their clients, your sales experience is not as important as you actually probably think it is. I had this guy ask me one time, dude, I have an interview. He's a young dude, but I have an interview. Should I wear a collared shirt? In what world would that make things worse for you? If you know that that's a matter of taking 2 seconds, stepping to your closet, putting it on, and it increases your odds compared to everyone who doesn't have a collared shirt on, why are we even thinking about that? So if we could snap our fingers and more people know about you, and you present yourself with the right quality, and you possess the right traits. Now, not everybody possesses the right traits, to be honest. And you present yourself with this authenticity, because above everything else, dude, people can feel the authenticity or the lack of it. Even if you don't nail the interview out of the park, if you bring the right energy, it doesn't have to be super hypey and like just all over the place, like charismatic, whatever. But if you bring energy that exudes the conviction that you have in your ability to figure it the hell out, that's someone that they want on their team. And I've been doing a lot of different stuff lately. I've been very busy with our community. We got our new head of client success. In 2 days, we're launching our sales training, which we just sold. I posted out. We got 2 people into that already. But like this same theme has been popping up in my business endeavors in terms of we're good at what we do. And if more people knew about what we did, we would make more money. And at that point, man, it's like, stop all the speculation, stop the what ifs. How can it be more efficient? This, and that. Because if you're at the ground floor, you're an appointment setter, or you're starting a bootstrap business, you just kind of have to like eat shit for a little bit and do what's required so people know that you're there. Everyone who's ever had a sales job before and who has a sales job now, at one point did not have a sales job. At one point did not even work a customer facing job. And so like getting into sales, guys, it's truly not rocket science. Like watch 3 videos on my YouTube channel. I think you'll get a good gist of it. It's like all the things that keep holding people up or scaring people away or making this process take longer for people. It's not even about the sales experience. It's about like the conviction that they have and their personality traits and their confidence in the fact that this is possible for them and the fact that they can compete and win these roles. I'm a very analytical person. And by nature, dude, I like to think, and I like to think and think and think until my brain tells me I shouldn't do something. And your brain might be the same way. Your brain might be looking for an out. It might be looking for an easy way or a way to say, I'll do it later. Sometimes you just got to turn that off, man. Like you have to give it some thought. If your heart tells you that you need to go in this direction, turn your brain off and go in that direction until you hit a dead end. And if you truly hit a dead end, then turn your brain back on. But some of the best salespeople that I know, and not even in terms of skill, but in terms of what they mean to the team and the money that they get in return. Like I know appointment setters do $20,000 a month. They're just good, hardworking people, man. They're not Jordan Belfort, not Jeremy Minor. Probably above average for sure. But like, how many appointment setters do you know that make $0 a month? Probably a lot. I also heard something cool recently, I think from maybe Jeremy Haynes, online marketing, digital marketing guy, in terms of like a success rate. Because people will sometimes ask like with our community, what's our success rate? Well, success isn't like a binary metric. It's like for success for someone might be side income, while success for another person is like $30,000 a month. 2 different things. So like it's hard to measure. That I heard him, a really good way that I heard him position this was like, it's already hard on its own And if you're determined to make it happen, like genuinely determined, you only win by doing it with people in your corner that have done it. And if you don't do what's required to get those people in your corner, if that exists, then you don't want it and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't half-ass it. You shouldn't kind of do it. I'm about to go get drinks with an Australian friend at an Australian bar and another friend in New York City. Two people who I met through Twitter who are both in the sales space, actually the tech sales space, that I literally met them both by putting myself out there and making people know about what I do. And that's it. And we've done work together in different capacities. Our resume template is from one of these guys. Our vocal coaching is from another one of these guys. And who knows where this leads? Not like us meeting in an hour, but like the relationship, man. I was thinking about the eighth wonder of the world, man, compounding, and how it's really hard. Like you could tell people all day long about compounding, but like it's really hard to like really grasp it unless you're on the receiving end of it. Easter egg in the video right now, off the compounding efforts, I have a stock portfolio, some high risk, some low risk. It's a moderate risk account. It's up like $80,000 in the last 45 days. And I don't even really pay attention to it. That's kind of what had me thinking about compounding, and then how compounding as it applies to like your reputation and your word of mouth and your experience. Like, but compounding, like I only was in the position to have that stock portfolio by getting in the damn arena and literally pushing into uncharted territory. Like I pushed into a very uncomfortable situation of not knowing what the hell I'm doing, running multiple sales teams, running an online business, getting into sales in the first place. And that's the part that just people are time and time and time again. And honestly, until the end of time, people are going to do that. So if you can think what would make it reasonable and then iterate on that thought and think what would make it even more reasonable for your outcome to come true. Turn off your brain and head in that direction until it either comes true or you get a very clear sign that you are not heading in the right direction. No half measures, man. What is that from? Breaking Bad? I think that's a Breaking Bad episode. Half measures kill dreams, dude. Let people know that you want to work. Let people know that you're driven, man. Let people know that you possess skills that are valuable to the marketplace or valuable to a team. And I'm not even talking about objection handling. If more people knew that you were willing to do what you are willing to do, you would probably be in a better position in your career, your finances, maybe in the way that you even see yourself because of the proof that you've been able to pull out of the market. I mean, I know that's something for me, dude. I'm a decently prideful person, but because I've had businesses that have had success, I go into other businesses knowing that I'm capable of success and holding myself to a higher standard because of that. And because of that, most of my stuff works out now. And then you add that to the compounding relationships, social stuff, your body of work, and there comes a certain point where it really just becomes hard to lose. And I did a presentation one time on, you have to like get little wins long enough, avoid catastrophic failure, and before you know it compounds in a way that you couldn't comprehend. It's the same thing with sales jobs. It's the same thing with online business. It's the same thing with relationships, money, everything in life, dude. Work hard. Don't overthink it. Do it for long enough to where you can start to see the compounding benefits, and expect it to be hard. And I'm not saying you have to be excited when things get hard, but like prepare for that and know that that's normal, and anything worth having is going to be hard, or else everybody would have it. So if you want to do something hard in an industry where most people fail, even people with help, they sometimes fail in terms of remote sales jobs. Well, you can join our community, or you can apply to join our community through the first link in the description. I would say the success rate of the average person that goes into our community is multiple times higher than the success rate of the average person who does this themselves, or even goes into other sales trainings, programs, whatever. Tomorrow I'm meeting up here in New York with two community members, both of them pretty new in the journey. And if you guys are looking for like a real and authentic approach to making this happen in a way that's not super far-fetched, with people that actually care about the outcomes that they drive people because they're going to meet you in person and shake your hand and look you in the eyes, then go down below to the first link in the description. And that's it. I got to go catch a train. I'll see y'all.